Chapter 1. First Blood. 28 years, 11 stolen lives. An invisible hand tightened around a city until door latch metal polished bright and the color red all but vanished from clothing stalls. In Baiyin, Gansu province, residents whispered Hong Yaogui, the Red Shadow. Police used the harsher label, the Gansu Ripper. The nightmare's opening scene played on the 26th of May, 1988. 23-year-old textile clerk Bai lived alone in a bedsit decorated with a single poster that read, "Tomorrow will be better." When she missed her 6 a.m. shift, co-workers forced the door. Blood speckled the light switch. Bai lay on the floor, throat cut, blouse rolled to her ribs, 26 stab wounds fanned from sternum to navel. Beside her sat an unfinished bowl of noodles. The killer had eaten, wiped the chopsticks, and aligned them like surgical steel. Investigators lifted fingerprints, but late 1980s, China lacked a database to turn spirals into a name. For 6 years, Baiyin tried to forget. Yet every May, the mill supervisor placed white chrysanthemums on an unmarked desk. Chapter 2. A pattern emerges. 27th July 1994. 19-year-old engineering student Shi returned to her dorm at mid-morning, still wearing a crimson campus windbreaker. Housemates heard a door click, then silence. By dusk, she lay across her bed. Throat severed nearly ear to ear. 36 knife wounds dotted her torso. Jewelry was missing, clothes rearranged, and a single bloody palm print glistened in the hallway, an arrogant signature. A pattern flickered. 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. A woman in red enters a room. A shadow slips through the hinge gap, strikes with brutal speed, then mutilates the body with measured precision. Chapter 3. The Red Year. Victim 1. March. Yang, 29. A newly promoted accountant saving to buy her parents a washing machine. She never signed the loan papers. Detectives found an ear and strips of scalp sliced off and placed neatly on a lace doily at her feet. Victim 2. April. Dung, 27. An aspiring fashion designer. She was discovered splayed across drafting boards. Her left nipple and squares of back flesh had been removed like fabric swatches for a mood board. Victim 3, 30th of July. Yao, 7. A first grader who left her grandmother's apartment to play hopscotch. A neighbor heard her giggle, then nothing. Dawn revealed her body folded inside a wardrobe, limbs arranged as though pretending sleep. Victim 4, November. Kui, 23. A music store cashier saving for voice lessons. She bled out in her kitchenette. Hands, breasts, and genitalia severed and missing. Parents now escorted daughters to class. Shopkeepers welded bars across windows. And every red dress was pushed to the back of the closet. Chapter 4. The Drifting Shadow. The killer roamed. In 1997, he surfaced 600 kilometers north in Baotou, Inner Mongolia. Factory worker Lee was found bound spread eagle, a broom handle jammed into her mouth, floor freshly mopped. 2000. Luo, 33. A cotton mill veteran famous for chili noodles, collapsed over a lunch pot, throat cut. 22nd to 23rd May, 2001 delivered twin horrors. Nurse Jiang, 27, and hotel clerk Chang, 21. Slain on consecutive mornings, wrists and ankles cinched by nylon rope, throats opened so wide, autopsy masks slid off. 4 February 2002. Traveler Jew checked into a hostel for one night and never checked out. 11 lives in 14 years. And then Abrupt silence. Detectives boxed evidence with a bold warning: do not destroy future DNA. Chapter 5. Counterfeit Clues. In 2004, the Ministry of Public Security officially linked the murders and offered a 200,000 yen reward, about a lifetime factory wage. Shoe print analysts swore the killer wore size 40 canvas sneakers. Blood typing tagged him as Group O. A profiler claimed a 180-centimeter giant. All wrong. More than 60,000 men queued to surrender fingerprints. Every search ended with the red stamp, "Not in file." Funding thinned. 2 senior detectives resigned. One rookie scrawled in his diary, "The ghost will retire before we catch a name." Baiyin rebranded itself a wind and solar city, yet residents still triple-latched doors at dusk. Enter Chapter 6. DNA Awakens. August 2016. A copper wire thief's routine cheek swab entered China's growing DNA database and triggered a YSTR familial match to the long-dormant Baiyin profile. The suspect's DNA was close, not perfect, meaning a paternal relative fit exactly. The trail led to Gao Chengyong, born October 10, 1964, a polite grocer in Yuzhong County. Summers, precisely when most murders occurred, he vanished for construction gigs. Plainclothes officers retrieved a cigarette butt. The lab compared 16 STR loci, perfect alignment, 1 in a billion odds against coincidence. That evening, officers entered the shop. Gao, stocking instant noodles, dusted flour from his apron and said, "I know why you're here." For 12 hours, he recited 11 murders with clinical calm. Knife angles, door latches, even the taste of Dung's homemade pickles. Red, he said, looked full of life. And he quit in 2002 because age had made him slow and clumsy. Chapter 7. Day in Court. 30 March 2018. The Baiyin Intermediate People's Court convened under heavy guard. Prosecutors displayed photos the public will never see. Hands severed at the wrist, organs arranged like trophies. The bench called the deeds despicable, cruel, beyond forgiveness. Gao's final words, "I deserve death." 3 January 2019, before dawn, the state executed him. Method undisclosed. His assets were seized, yet most families received nothing. Chapter 8. Memory versus Justice. Legal closure could not erase grief. Old women still pasted yellow talismans over door frames each spring. Some families set an empty bowl at Lunar New Year for the daughter, who never returned. Yet, Gao's arrest rewrote policing. Felony DNA swabs became mandatory. YSTR algorithms went nationwide. And cold case squads digitized millions of aging slides. A granite memorial wall rose outside Baiyin's Forensic Academy in 2023. 10 names are etched. 1 blank panel awaits a family's permission. At the dedication, a retired detective whispered, "A cotton swab solved what our guns could not." Baiyin now sells wind turbines and solar panels, but street vendors still glance over their shoulders when night settles. Evil, they know, can weigh rice with a gentle smile. Justice arrived on a swab, but was one execution enough to ransom 28 years of terror? Or does true justice demand a memory that never sleeps? If stories like this keep you awake, tap subscribe and ring the bell. Somewhere, a cold case is thawing, and memory is sharper than any knife.